Oh, hello, it's me. Currently outside freezing my ass off. I am just wearing a t-shirt and my capris and my Croc sandals like I wear from as early in April as I can stand it till as late into autumn as I can stand it. And I just underestimated that it was a little nippy nips out today. So I have my nips out today. I'm sitting out here drinking a nice coffee because that's the other thing I'll do until I see frost upon the pumpkin. Damn it. It's okay. If I talk, I'll warm myself up. What shall we talk about today? I don't know. Let's talk about my new job. First of all, it's great to be back at Hamilton pressing. I'm thrilled to report that my shoulder is doing great with that. It's just a little twingy every once in a while, but nothing to be concerned about. It's the arthritis in my wrists that's, oh shit, it's been 18 months since I stood there on an ironing board pressing. And I press, I don't know how it is, when I press, the board it moves around the floor. I stand on a compression mat and the mat's moving. I don't know how other people just set themselves up and iron. I am in motion somehow. So I've had to be using my salon paws on my especially my left wrist, my dominant wrist. If you don't know what salon paws are, look them up. They're a miracle. Oh, salon pa, how I love you so. When I dressed Robbie Fairchild on American in Paris, he would say, I want a salon pa suit except for the crotch. It's a stick-on patch of something like lidocaine. It's brilliant. It's brilliant magic. Anyways, so it's been manageable and it's loosening up and getting better. Now that I'm doing it, my low back too, standing at the board for 4 hours it's challenging, but I'm doing it. And now in another 2.5 weeks, I'll start at Diana the Musical as the leading man dresser, which is, wow, it's kind of great. Don't know how that will be, but it's thank you everyone who's been so happy for me and congratulatory. I knew my higher power had a plan for what was going to come next for work. I just didn't know what it was going to be. I probably said this already, because it could be filling in again on other shows. It could be replacing somebody. Now the thing is, when you replace somebody on a track on a show that's been established, you're going to do it the way they did it, and you don't kind of get any say in how you might, with a little time with your actors, be able to say, can we maybe do this a little differently? But for the most part, you're going to do what was set up the way it was set up, right? Whereas originating a track on a show, you guys can all kind of be in the conversation to an extent. I don't get to decide everything, but to an extent, how about if we do it this way? Is a little more on the table. Now, in this situation, this track was already set up by a dresser, because that show was in previews when the shutdown happened. Now the thing is, they've done extensive rewrites since then. They taped it for Netflix. It's going to start on Friday on Netflix. We'll all get to see Diana the Musical. Whether that will hurt ticket sales or help, I don't know. And I know that they've changed things. They're changing things now since the taping. So this is version 3 that's going to actually open on Broadway in November. Now, the odds that the track I'm taking has not changed at all, slim to none. There have been changes. So that does give me a little bit of, say in maybe how it's going to go. But the bottom line is, when a track is my track, I know where I put my coat every day. I know if there are lockers, I know which locker is mine. There's not always lockers. And if there are, there's those little cubbies. Anyway, I know what's mine. The chair I sit in the stairwell before the start of the show, that's my chair, my space, my thing. I like my territory and my stuff, and it's where I put it and how we decided we're going to do it, mine. As opposed to when you're filling in, you're kind of a little on the outside of the circle, kind of like, oh, they're all laughing at a joke that they always do 8 times a week, but I don't know what the joke is, so it's nice to be here. That doesn't last long for me because I'm Billy. Hi, it's me, I'm here. But I like to be in the center of the boat. That's when I'm most comfortable, and especially in a Broadway community situation, I am most at home and in my wheelhouse when I'm with my people inside of a theater, no matter what. Even being back at Hamilton, with any departments we cross paths with, sometimes stagehands are in and sometimes stage management's tripping around while we're there during the day ironing and prepping. But just, the language we all speak together, I'm so grateful to be back to it. So in another couple weeks, I'll get to do the same. on Diana. Now let's also talk the differences between a principal track, a leading man track, a principal actors track versus an ensemble track. Now, if you're a principal dresser, you may just have one principal. As I understand it on Diana, I will be with Prince Charles, but also I have assists with the women's ensemble. Don't know what that looks like, because very often on shows, here's how it is. When the show is on paper and a supervisor of wardrobe's been assigned and they go over it and pour over it and have all the discussions, they'll say, okay, breaking down this script, entrances and exits to the best of my ability, what I'm going to need, and even the layout of the theater, I need 11 dressers. And the producer says, how about 6? And the supervisor says, how about 10? And they say, how about 6? And they settle on 9 and say, if I need to add more dressers before opening night, I might have to. I've been on a show where during the first run through, the supervisor raced out at intermission, raced out to the front of the house, looked at the creative team and everybody and said, I need 3 more dressers by tomorrow morning if you want to continue. I may be able to weed some of them out by opening night, but I need 3 more bodies back there before tomorrow morning if you want to continue. So anyways, the layout of the building. So it's very often you'll have the leading man, but you've also got assists with this and that and this and that. That's not uncommon. Some shows you could dress American in Paris, all 3 leading men. It was a lot, but all 3. So it varies. When you're with the ensemble, it is very likely ensemble of a show could be somewhere between 6 to 10 or more individuals, which may mean 2 or 3 dressers for the men's ensemble, 2 or 3 dressers for the women's ensemble. And you're probably dealing with, you might have primarily your guys, my 5 or 6 guys. In not all situations where 4 of them exited left and the other 3 exited right, so I can be with one side only, and somebody else is going to have to handle that change with them over there. But you can't be as hands-on individual for their individual needs when it's the ensemble. You kind of just get the clothes on them, get the clothes off them, hang it back up again, make sure it goes where it needs to go for the next change. These pants are dead. These go to laundry every night. These he's going to wear again in scene 5, so they got to get back in the basket to go back to the dressing room. That sits on the shelf here and lives there overnight. These things got to travel to stage left for the change in Act 2. And that's a lot with all of your guys. Principal stuff, you can be more hands-on of before the show, what do you need? If it's a star situation, and I've done that too. I dressed Keith Carradine on Hands on a Hard Body. We lasted 28 performances after opening night. But that can be more of a, did you want me to go out and get you anything? Greeting guests at the door to bring them backstage for your person. Picking up things at the stage door, deliveries and stuff. It's a lot, you can be more hands-on. You also can be a buffer to fans at the door who are, you don't actually know him. I know you're trying to get back here to be with him, and you're telling me that you're old friends. You're not on the list. He says he doesn't know you, so let me politely tell you to go the fuck away. Love you. Because people get a little familiar, People can get familiar. It can be, it takes a bit of navigating. I want everyone to feel valued, but at the same time, I've got to protect an actor who, she's here again. Yes, she's here again. She's trying to get back to see you again tonight. That happens. So there have been plenty of situations. Oh, did I ever tell you about? Here's another thing, speaking of that. If fans send food to the stage door, things they made, treats or stuff, we don't eat them. We don't eat them. We don't know you. I had somebody, it was an actor on Rock of Ages who referred to the brownies that were delivered as, you're not going to eat those poop brownies, are you? You don't know that there's not poop in those brownies. Those are poop brownies. Don't eat those poop brownies. So anytime anyone sends any kind of treats to the stage door, unless it's someone that we know, we ain't gonna touch them. That could be poop brownies. Anyways, speaking of that, I know of an actor who played the Phantom of the Opera who had a fan years ago who said that his voice cured her cancer. I'm thrilled that her cancer was cured. And he was like, well, that's nice to hear. She started sending him gifts and gifts and gifts. At one point, she sent enough sushi for the entire building, and he was like, everybody come downstairs to the basement and eat sushi, because I have platters of it from the woman whose cancer was cured by my voice. It was when she sent him a Rolex that he said, I cannot accept this. If you want to make a donation to a charity or something, to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, if you want to do that, what a lovely thing to do. I cannot accept this. Anyways, we're running long here. Well, that's 10 minutes of my life, and I feel a little warmed up. Do you? All right, people, don't send me poop brownies. Love you to death.